Hello everyone. It has been a while since I did a Facebook Live. Usually I am on every Tuesday at noon on my YouTube channel, Lauren Scraplot, just because I found there was less hiccups with that, but I am hoping that this works for us today. So if you're watching live, make sure to comment in the comments and say hi. And if you're watching the replay, thank you so much for joining me too. So welcome. My name is Lauren Urbonis, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I am delighted to share the new annual catalog with you guys. This went live today. So there are a few things that I was able to pre-order, such as a set of our new in color inks and a few other products. So those are kind of fun. You're going to see them in different videos and projects throughout the next month. If you're coming to any of my classes, you're also going to get your hands on playing with them. But I, like many of you, was not able to order most of the items in this catalog until today. So we might have to wait till June to play with some of the ones that I know are jumping out at you, but believe me, there is a lot of goodness in here. So I just want to start this video off by mentioning once again that if you're in Canada, if you do not have a demonstrator, I would love to help you out. So I have catalogs on my porch for free pickup from anybody who lives in Edmonton. You just message me for my address. If you are elsewhere in Canada, we can ship them to you as well. So don't stress about that. Just send me a note with your information and we'll get you all set up. But I have also made a lot of different posts today, including one that has the online link for this catalog. So if you haven't seen it yet, go back to my page, Lauren Scraplot on Facebook, find post number 1 and follow them through, because if you'll notice on those posts I am mentioning lots of fun prizes, lots of fun announcements, lots of fun details. So if you go through those posts and from start to finish, from 8 o'clock this morning through to I'll probably end around 4 when I have to go pick up my kids, there will be some fun little games for you to play. You don't have to buy anything. If you do, there's also some bonus draws that I'm offering. So I'm going to briefly go over kind of the synopsis of those posts, but they do kind of have some hidden contest entries sometimes. So I'm not going to go through all that. But the main things to pay attention to is post number 1 talks about paper shares. And for anyone who needs a little visual on what that is, basically what I do with all the packages of paper that are in the catalog, I order a package of paper and then I chop it into 4 different shares. So this is a 12 by 12 package. There are 2 of each of these sheets in there. So a paper share looks like this. You get a 6 by 12 inch sheet of each of the designs in that package, and you pay a quarter of the cost. So it's a really nice way, especially when new catalogs are coming out, for you to get your hands on a lot of different papers without having to invest in all the packages if you're not sure that you like them. So this option, I have listed all of the new designer series papers. I even have a specialty share for those kind of holographic and glittery papers. Those I have to do just as one big group, because it doesn't really make sense for me to give you one 6 by 12 piece of paper from some of those packages. So I make them a group. But I hope that you find something that kind of works for you. It works hopefully within your budget if you're kind of thinking I wasn't planning to buy extra papers, but I would love to try this one. Then just order them. Most of them are around $4.95, and whatever price you see that I've posted, it's including shipping and handling as well to my house. Okay, so there's also postage if you're I would like to participate, but I live in Ontario or something. You can participate. We just have to pay shipping from me to you, because of course the paper has to come to me. I chop it all up and I send it out to you. So there is a nice long post about these options. You can sign up for as many of them as you want. And perhaps if you're well, I like this paper, but I'd actually like the full 12 by 12 sheet. So you just sign up for 2 of those shares. That will be about $10, and it's kind of equivalent to half of the package. And then you end up, I won't chop them for you, don't worry, you end up with a 12 by 12 sheet that you can use. So that's just my little way of helping you guys get a taste of what's out there. I also today have posted about events that I have coming up. So I will let you read all those details, but I just want to highlight them. So I have a monthly club that I run every second Tuesday and second Wednesday of the month. You can sign up for that. The cost is $15 or it's free with a $35 order. Or you can sign up for a surprise prize bingo. That one is on the 16th of May, and we're going to play 10 rounds of bingo. Prizes are all from this catalog. The more people we have, the better those prizes get. And you do get a attendee gift no matter what. So you'll win something no matter whether you win other prizes or not. And then the other thing that I posted about today, because I know many of you like that heads up ahead of time, is my all-day retreat. So that is being held on June 24th, and I should have had those bundles. Here's one of them. Okay, so what I do for my all-day retreats is they're based off of 2 bundles. We make projects with both of them, but their registration options give you a chance to either get the Cheerful Daisies stamp set when you register, or should have this page number memorized, I know. Come on, there we go. Or the beautiful balloons. Okay, so you can check out those events. If you have questions about them, let me know. Just so you know, if you sign up today for any of those events, or you've signed up before today, you are getting entries into a draw for a stamp set of your choice from this new catalog. So perhaps if you sign up for the event and you're like, yeah, I'm coming to this all-day retreat, maybe you pick one of the options in your registration, and if you win that prize, then you can choose the other 2. You walk away with both sets. So it's up to you, but all those details are listed on a post as well. So there are options for you to earn entries for a stamp set of your choice. There's prizes going on throughout the day for embellishments. And there is also a prize for a bundle of your choice. So a bundle means a stamp set and a set of dies, or a stamp set and a punch. So that bundle is up for grabs for anybody who places an order. I think I said before Friday. I'll give it to before Friday, okay? So what that is you get 1 entry for every $50 you spend, plus you earn freebies like my catalog launch party freebie kit, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And my monthly card club is always free with a $35 order. You get that included if you order today or before Friday. So a couple of you ordered very early this morning while I was sleeping, but I think you were excited. And so without even knowing it, you've already earned entries, you've earned my monthly card kit, and you're going to earn what I'm going to show you next, and that is my catalog launch kind of celebration kit. So I'm keeping this handy because I want to show you a couple things. But what I have done is I've made up a really fun little kind of catalog launch thank you kit for you guys for being supportive customers. So I will say these are technically only open till Friday. Anybody who orders or earns one before Friday will make sure you get one. After that, they'll be available all May while supplies last. I started out with 100 of these, but once I sent them off to my team members and the people who come to my monthly club every month, I only have about half of that. So keep that in mind. Maybe get your orders in earlier, and then you get all those draw ballots and entries too. So I have some fun little wish list sheets for you included in there. You are going to get, this guy took let's not talk time. We'll say, like, let's measure this in episodes of Netflix that I watched a lot. This is a color coach for our colors. So I know it looks a little small, but believe me, it is just so handy to have at your fingertips. I kind of debated between doing the flip through one or one that you could just look at in one glance. And this year I decided on this guy simply because we have so many new colors that have kind of rotated in that I wanted you to be able to see the full visual of how those families worked together and kind of how they look as a whole. So I have made these for you. They're completed and you have them included for free with an order of any size before Friday. Okay, so I hope that you enjoy that perk. I know many of you kind of ask me for these things every year, and I thought this year would be a priority for me to get that done because we have so many new colors. We have not only our 5 new in colors, but we have about 10 or 11 new and returning colors. On that note, if you follow my YouTube page or if you're interested, I have posted a video yesterday of me redoing my cardstock wall. So that video I'll actually maybe even add in the description here so you'll find it really easily. I redid my color wall according to like a nice rainbow order, and I showed you kind of what I use to store my cardstock, how I sort things, and it's just a fun video if you're interested and if you're one of the people who is kind of curious about how another demonstrator does something. So I did a video on that. I also have a video coming out for you after this one about my inks. And so I'm going to talk more about inks in that video specifically. I talk about the new colors. I talk about Stampin' Up's options for storage. I'm going to walk you through what to do with a brand new ink pad and what to do with a dried up ink pad. And we're also going to talk about the new markers in that video. Okay, so that one will be posted. I've already filmed it because I had to have my shelf ready for today. But that one will be posted after I finish here with you guys. And then also included in the catalog launch party free packet with any order, like you could literally buy a package of dimensionals, you will also receive supplies for you'll receive the cards that I'm showing you today. But that being said, you won't get all 4 of these colored ones. You're going to get one of them, and you will get one of our mini cards. So you're getting 2 cards for free. It'll be one of these mini cards and then one of the colored cards that I'm going to show you how to assemble on today's video. Okay, so that's a fun little kit, and throwing paper all over the place. And I hope you find, you know, some really cute ideas in that. So speaking of make and takes, why don't we get working? I will show you how I've designed these cards and put them together so that if you receive one of these sets, then of course you can easily replicate them. And if you don't stress. Like if you're like, no, I just enjoy the videos, don't worry about it. Or I know some of you are not in Canada and can't order from me. I'm still going to show you how to do the cards, and you'll just have to grab the supplies from your own demonstrator. Okay, so I'm going to get myself reorganized. Oh my goodness, so much static in here. I only film little sections of my craft room because it is a war zone in here. I have new catalog stuff going down one side of my desk. I have swaps going on because I'm heading off on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip in 15 days. And then between then and now, I have club and surprise prize bingo. So I have make and takes along the floor that I've started. So you can't really walk in here, and we're not going to look at the floor. Okay, so let me move this stuff. I'm going to start us off, I think, with this series of cards here. So this series of cards, I'm going to make the final one using the Moody Mauve so that in the end I'll have a photo to show you all 5. But I wanted to play primarily with the new in colors. I will be exploring, of course, all the new and returning colors over time. You can see I even wore some of them. And bonus points if you can name my favorite, well, okay, second favorite, because I didn't have anything that was pretty peacock. That was my favorite returning one. But my second favorite returning color, you can name it, go ahead, and I'll give you an extra draw ballot. I am wearing it. That's my hint. So on here, I'm wearing it. And it, I think, does a pretty good job. So I wanted to chat about the new ink colors. So these guys, just so you know, they are only good for the next 2 years. Just settle that in our brains. 2 years is a long time. We're going to get lots of use out of them, and we're going to love them. These colors are so soft and subtle, and I really like that, because sometimes we have such bold and bright colors and you're like, I just don't know who wants this vibrant color. These colors are very subtle. They can be intermingled with some of the colors we already have, and they look so nice together. One last plug about them, the May Paper Pumpkin Kit features these colors in a gorgeous nature scene. So Stampin' Up! Has started releasing little sneak peeks about kind of what some of those look like. So keep up with my Instagram. I'll be posting some, I think, tomorrow because we're getting a little full today, and you're gonna love it. So make sure to order that kit ahead of time or message me and I'll make sure to add an extra one to my order for you. Okay, so making these cards using the Crafting With You bundle. Come on, as soon as this one was in the catalog and in the pre-order, I think they did that on purpose. I knew we had to use it. So there's this gorgeous bundle called Crafting With You that includes a cut and emboss machine. And then of course, if you love sewing and stuff, there's little features in there. You can be a painter, not a painter, but I like my cut and emboss machine. And there's some great dies, including, look, there's this little trimmer die and scissors. I just haven't had a chance to play with them yet, but they're so cute. Okay, so while this is open, I'm gonna grab myself a few of these stamps. So I need With Love, a little heart, that's cute. And then for the next card, I will need this larger sentiment. I definitely need the cut and emboss machine. Put that on a smaller, nope, doesn't fit. And the flowers. And I think that's it. Okay, let's get going. So I'm going to move this guy out of the way. If you're interested in that bundle and want to know the page number for it, I was smart and marked it off. We're on page 91. So of course you can buy the stamp if that's all you want, or you can buy the dies separately. If you buy them at that 10% discount, you're looking at $74.50 plus shipping and GST, of course. So there we go, page 91. And I have all my beautiful in colors. So this one here, let's just show you, copper clay. Nice match up there. We have boho blue. We have Pebbled Path, Wild Wheat, and then last but not least, we're going to make a card today using Moody Mauve. So I would suggest you have a scrap of some sort because this card can get a little messy. So I like to just kind of stamp on one of the old pieces of dividers from my papers. So I've got a piece of Moody Mauve cardstock, and it is 5.5 by 8.5. We're scoring down the middle at 4 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to just use my bone folder nicely. Crisp that up. This I'm going to set aside for a moment because I need to do a bunch of stamping, and then we'll add things together. The next thing that you'll need is 2 pieces of basic white. They will be the same size, so 4 by 5 1/4, and 2 of them identical, okay? So our card is going to stand, here, maybe I'll put one of these. There, can you see that? It's going to stand upright. So let's start by just doing one of our cut and emboss machines in this bottom corner. Keep in mind these ink pads are super juicy right now when you first get them. If you're having trouble with that, you can always take a bone folder and kind of just push some of the ink to the side if it's bothering you. But I find once I've done a few of these cards, it kind of uses up quite a bit. So now the fun begins. We get to do something that I like to just call messy stamping, and that's going to make this background image here. So really, there's no right or wrong in how you're doing this, but you're just gonna add machines all over your page. So put them at different angles, throw them upside down, put them coming from the side. It's just about making a fun, interesting background. And of course, you can do this kind of a technique with any of the main stamps that you have. So if you love flowers, make yourself a flower card. If you love animals, stamp them all over a background. It's really cute to do. I'm trying to make this different. So very, very easy. You don't have to be perfect. And you can also kind of stamp once and then stamp off to make light and dark versions as well, if that's your preference. Okay, so leave this available. Maybe don't put your hand in it, but leave it available because we're going to use it for our tag right away. Move this out of your way. We'll assemble all those in a minute, but let's chat about this tag. So this tag here, I used the Stylish Shapes dies. Those carried over from our annual catalog previously. And I'm so happy they come with the circles, squares, and banners, all in different sizes. And they're just one of my favorite go-to sets of dies. However, if you don't have a cut and emboss machine or you're not a die fan, we have a new 2 3/8 inch circle punch that would be about the same size. And you can use that as well. Okay, so we're going to do one more of these cut and emboss machines on our circle, and then you have a choice. You can either use black, which is what I chose because when I made my Pebbled path card, I didn't want to have done my script in Pebbled path on all of the others and change it to black on that one. So I went with black for the With Love script so that it was consistent on all of these. Now we've got our nice photopolymer sets so they can see right through and do your little With Love. And then, oh, I did what I told you not to do. I closed my Moody Mauve. I actually need it, if you want, for this cute little heart right there. Okay, so there is our decal, and now we're ready to assemble. It's a very easy card for you to put together, but you could make a ton of these and you can use the sentiment about, you know, you inspire me, or sending a handmade hug. This one we're going to use on our next card because it's 100% true. Okay, got my base. On the front of my card, I'm going to use flat adhesive to put my background piece on. I prefer the double-sided tape personally, and I realize other people might like seal or glue, whatever works for you. This one, be anything. Go. There should be a slight little border of the mauve kind of all the way around. That down, and then let's slip our page inside. This one is going on once again with flat adhesive. On the inside of the project. So it'd be another great place to put one of those larger sentiments. You could just put it kind of right in the middle here, and that would be gorgeous. Now on the front, we got to have some dimensionals. So we have turned our circle over, and we're adding some dimensionals to the back of it, because that's fun, and it pops it up. Ooh, Jill, thanks for tuning in. I like that you picked a color, and she picked Pebbled Path. It is a versatile color, I will agree. I'm looking forward to kind of combining it with some of the other ones. There we go, and that just went kind of up near the top third of my card. You can see it doesn't really matter. This one's a little lower, that one's a little higher. They're still going to look cute. And of course, then we've got our others to complete our little set. And there you go. There's project number 1. So all you need to do is, I would suggest maybe like make a few of these in one color, then clean, do a few more in another color. You don't want to make a whole set with all 5 colors and then be like, oh, I wish I had another set and have to do all the work again. Oh, Sheila's a Pebbled Path too. Oh my goodness, ladies. I'm going to have to feature this, I think, next month, and maybe combine it with like a ton of different colors and see how it looks. But yeah, no, it is beautiful. There you go. So card number 1 finished. Let's work on card number 2. Now I could have done another full-size card, but sometimes we just need little notes for people. We need a little note card. And so I figured let's work on that. We're gonna just do a life is better when you're crafting. And I used the little bobbins and thread dies to do an assortment in all 5 of the new in colors. So this kind of came about also because as I was prepping those 100 other projects and make and takes and blah, 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 I ended up with tons of papers that kind of looked like this, lots of scraps, this or smaller. So the nice thing is with these dies, they fit on those pages, those little strips that you have left over that are kind of 3/4 to an inch wide. And FYI, I love Stampin' Up! For this. Okay, here's the thread. They cut out 2 thread things each, and there's 2 of the dies, so you can cut out 4 at once. And then here's your bobbins. Those guys also cut out 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness, I would have been here forever if I had to cut them one at a time. So you can do 4 at a time. And if you're just doing this for a few cards, it will not take you long. I'm gonna put these away because that's very dangerous to have little things like this left out in this room especially. All right, let's get going. Very, very easy little layout for you. And so it's super fun. Okay, let's go here. We have to start, let me just confirm because I have a measurement in my head. I want to make sure it's the right one. Yes, okay. So I have a piece of Moody Mauve. It is 3 inches across by 6 inches down, and I have scored at the 3-inch mark in between. So I've made a perfect 3 by 3 inch card because Stampin' Up! Actually sells envelopes that they're about, I think, 3 1/8 or 3 1/4 or something. They're just slightly larger than this card would be. And they come in a package of 50, so you can buy that and then you can make a ton of little 3 by 3 note cards, something to, you know, just cheer somebody up. Here's our card base. Now, for the inside of our card, we're going to cut a piece of basic white. This is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I'm putting it on with a flat adhesive. Jill and Sheila, I know you're watching along, but you've both already signed up for clubs, so let me know if you want to do an order instead, and then you'll get these cards for free too. All right, now on the inside, I thought it would be cute to use some of these flowers that come in the set. So I've got my wild wheat ink pad. I've got my cute little flowers that we'll use on the front too. And I've just added like a little spray of them to the inside. Now on the front of my card, I'm going to put this aside for the moment because I do want to do my stamping first. This piece is popped up on dimensionals, which would mean it's very hard to stamp while it's on the card. So if you have the Stylish Shapes dies, then you can use the largest square and cut out this nice stitched square. If you don't have them, don't stress. Just cut yourself a second basic white square that's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, so I should actually probably have my scrap again. Not throw that away. Here we go. Got my scrap, and let's stamp both my sentiment and my flowers on here. So I like to start with my sentiment because then I can work flowers around it and it doesn't really matter where I've put them. So I'm using Moody Mauve. I've inked up my sentiment, and let's see. Kind of hard to do when I'm not straight. Here we go. Hopefully that's straight. I like the circles because I can just twist them if it's not straight. There we go. That looks pretty good. Life is better when you're crafting. And then we're going to add flowers. And the flowers can kind of be partially on the page and then come off a little bit too. I think that looks really nice. One. And whoa, we got really lucky there. I almost had to stamp that corner. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2. There we go. Now I have room to put all of my little bobbins and threads on here. Okay, so I've stored them in the envelopes so they weren't gonna get wrecked. So here's what I've got. I did 5 little bobbins in a crumb cake color, and then 5 of the different colors in the threads. So to attach these, if you've got glue dots, you can use them, or I'm just gonna literally do a dot of glue in the middle of each of the bobbins and stick the thread on. You don't need a lot of glue because this isn't a very heavy piece. Now your little dies, you'll notice one of the ends has kind of a rounded bit and one is like a concave indent. So I think you'll want to be conscious of which side you have facing up or down. Just make sure they're consistent, you know, so that they look uniform. And this will fit kind of over the inside or the center of your panel. Two. The glue takes a couple seconds to dry, so it's kind of nice to maybe let these sit and put the rest of your card together before you try and attach them to the card itself. Last one. I know they're tiny. There you go. Okay, we're gonna let those dry. On the back of our stitched square, we're going to put some dimensionals. And add this to the front of our card. So this should just have a slight border again around it. Looks super tan today in this light. I swear it's just the light. I have not been anywhere, I guess beyond the backyard, but there's the inside. Now to the front. Turn these over and add a little dimensional to the back of each of them. And if you're kind of unsure about spacing, you're a little worried they might not all fit or something, just leave the backing on for now. You can take those off in a couple minutes here. And then that gives you a chance to lay these out on your card and kind of figure out exactly where you want them. But for the most part, they should be pretty forgiving. Okay, so I'm just going to lay them. I'm going to start with one, actually, just kind of down in this bottom corner. And then from there, I'm going to be risky and just do it. But if you want, you can lay them all out. See what it looks like. So lay out the rest of them. Now I'm worried that I'll make a mistake. There. Looks very fun. And there we go. If you want, you could also take a black pen and kind of do some stitching in between, so it looks like there's a unified piece of thread kind of going from one to another, but that's up to you, and that's if you're fancy. Not that fancy, unfortunately. There we go. There is adorable little note card number 2. You can also come over here with your envelope and stamp a little flower on that. Good. Use this scrap. There we go. Kind of like my flowers coming off the edge a little. And the nice thing is, if you didn't get all of that, you can see through the stamp. Bring it down again. There you go. So you could do one on the front and maybe one on the back here. There. There's your envelope. All ready to go. There. So I hope you guys enjoyed those. They were just 2 quick and easy little cards that you can easily replicate and make yourself if you have these products already. Or if you want, you can have them for free too, a little set. So thank you for tuning in. I do hope you've checked out some of the posts that I put this morning and entered wherever you could for chances to win embellishments, signed up for classes. If you've signed up for events already, then you will get the entries too, because I know some of you signed up like last month even. So you're still getting entries, don't worry. And then watch a little later today, I have a couple more games, and I do have that post coming up for you with my ink video. So thanks for joining me. I hope you'll love the new catalog, and I'm looking forward to seeing you later. Bye!